years ago. It happened in the age which is referred as Treta Yuga. Right now, in the age which we are, is the age which is called as Kali Yuga. So this story goes back to the age of Treta Yuga. And in between Treta Yuga and Kali Yuga, there is one more age which passed, which is called as Dwapara Yuga. And Dwapara Yuga's time frame as per Vedic calendar is 864,000 years. It's quite a lot, huge, right? So Treta Yuga happened before that. So at least somewhere like a million years ago, this story happened. The story is instructive in so many different ways. And today in our Festival of Lights and Festival of Diwali, let us try to meditate on this aspect of what is spirituality in Vedic culture. So I'll tell a story. There was a robber and his name was Ratnakara. Can we repeat? Ratnakara. This guy was such a cruel person that whoever is going in his zone, let's call it like that, he would just rob them, kill them, do whatever, right? Just to accumulate wealth. And that's how he would live. And one day, a great sage by name Narada, can you repeat? Narada. He was walking in that terrain, and Ratnakara happens to come in front of him, and he wanted to also rob Narada. But Narada is a sage, he has nothing in his possession. So Ratnakara didn't find anything as such to rob. And Narada asked, so, what's your name? What's the name? Ratnakara. Narada asked, so what do you do for life? Ratnakara said, I'm the best robber here. Okay? Nobody can really beat me in this profession. I'm the best. And Narada was like, oh wow, so you steal? And Ratnakara said, yeah. I also kill people sometimes. Right? So if they're opposed to my idea of what I want to do, just torture them, kill them. And Narada asked, so why do you do this? And Ratnakara was like, well, I have a family, have children, have parents. I need to take care of them. I'm the head of the family. And I don't know any other profession other than this. This is the best I could find in my life. So this is what I do. So what I do? I rob. I kill sometimes. Yeah. So Narada was like, wow, that's fascinating. You have a story behind. Well, that's good that you have a family and you have everyone to take care of in your capacity. So Narada asked them, so do you know what sort of reactions, karmic reactions you're going to get because of these actions? Because in Vedic culture, karma is a concept which is, of course, not visible to eyes, just like the context of Atma, which is who we are, is not visible to eyes. The context of karma is also not visible to eyes. Right? You don't see it. So Narada asked, but do you know that every action has a reaction? It produces a reaction. Have you heard of this? And Ratnakara is like, no, I don't know about this. So Narada tells him, every single time you hurt someone, you steal from them, you kill them, you will be also undergoing exact same situation in the future. Not just in this life, but for lives to come. You'll have to repay everything. In exact same way you have tortured people, you will be also tortured. So for a moment, Ratnakara is taken back because he was not aware of all these things. So he starts thinking, well, that's a bit too much then. I have done a lot already. So Narada then tells Ratnakara, well, but you said to me that you're doing it for your family. Maybe they will take a portion of your reactions. So can you please do this favor to me? Just go to your family and ask them if they would take a portion of your karma. Ratnakara is very confident. Right? I'm trying my best to make sure my family is well taken care of. So I'll go back. And he was telling Narada, I'll come back and tell you that I'll have zero in balance because they all will take it. Yeah? They'll just take all my karma. So he goes. First he asks his wife, calls his wife and asks, so you know that I'm your husband. I'm doing this for you, and for your well-being, to bring things for you, to make sure that you're comfortable. So, I met this sage on the street. He has given me a challenge. I have very confidently told him that I'll come back and tell him the good news. So, my dear wife, can I tell him that you're going to take all of my karma? The wife was like, no way. Why should I? You're the husband, the head of the family. It's your responsibility to take care. If you are doing something ghastly and torturous and really making people suffer, it's on you. Don't ask me. The guy is 50% maybe. Zero. That's how much I want to take. And Ratnakara is in a bit of shock. I don't know how many of us have experienced this. You really think that this person stands with you. There's a situation. You just, you're yourself. Right? So, but then he thinks, no, I still have a few more people I can go and approach. So he goes to his parents and tells them, my dear father, my dear mother, you know that I'm struggling so much. You know that I take care, even though you're old, you're still in home. I have not sent you an old age home. I'm taking care of you guys. But I met this interesting sage on the street. He has asked me this, and I have confidently told him that I'll come back and tell him the good news. He has given me this new knowledge. I didn't know this before. So seemingly I have done a lot of karmic reactions. They'll come and hunt me later. So can you please take a portion of this? Yes, he's already calibrated, right? And the parents were like, we are old. When we were in the age where we had to take care of the family and then provide for the family, we have done it. We have done it in the right way. Now it's your turn. Now you can't come to me and tell that you are doing something nonsense and I need to be taking care of that reactions for it. No, sorry. Not happening. Nakara is a bit more in shock now. Last resort, goes to his children, calls them and tells, well, I'm your father. I've been providing you so much. Now is a way in which you can repay a bit. I want you to take a portion of my karma. Children are like, you must have lost your brain. You are so young. When we grow up, we'll make sure you are taken care of nicely. Right now, what you are doing is on you. Don't put it on us. We are just too young for it. We are not going to do anything. We have not killed anyone. We have not robbed anyone. We don't want to suffer for these reactions. And Ratnakara's whole world has already, which is about to collapse, is collapsed now. He's not able to really figure out what's going on. Goes straight back to Narada, falls at his feet, tells, please, my whole, this great, grand projection of my family and they're going to take care of me and everything, it has completely fallen apart. I have nothing else to right now to seek as a shelter. You are my only shelter. Please, please tell me, how can I get freed from all these situations that are going to come to me? Because I know how much I have made people suffer. And Narada, as a sage, is extremely compassionate. So he tells to, what's the name? Ratnakara, that you should just, it's not a big deal. Yeah. Somebody who has done a lot of mistakes unknowingly, it's okay. You are not knowing this, that's fine. Doesn't mean that you'll not get karma, but at least you are repenting now. I'll tell you a way. There is a way out. In the entirety of creation, there is this special way in which you can connect with the Supreme Divinity, that is through recitation of mantras. And there is one mantra which is so potent. Just repeating this, you'll be freed from all whatever actions you have done in your life. It will take a while, but it will work for sure. Your heart will get purified because you are connecting yourself with the mantras. All that you have to do is just recite this, Ram. Repeat.
Ram.
Louder. Ram. And the guy was so much in the karma that already has done so many bad activities and his tongue is just not twisting to produce the word Rama. It is just not happening for him. He's trying, just can't produce the sound. It's so simple. Right? One more time.
Ram.
So simple, right? But Ratnakara was like, no, I can't do this. So Narada Muni, being a compassionate sage, told, okay, you can't do this. I'll make it even simpler for you. Do it the reverse way. Mara.
Mara.
And this was extremely known word for Ratnakara because Mara in Sanskrit means finish, to kill. Right? It's the end. And this guy was like, yeah, I can do this for sure. Right? So Narada Muni said to him, just sit down here. Wherever they were, just sit down here. Close your eyes. Just keep doing this. Shall we give it a try? Just close your eyes. Imagine a great sage Narada just instructed you. Let us do it. Mara, 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 Ram, 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 Ram. Ram, 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 Ram. So Ratnakar sat in that place, just continued this for a long time. To such an extent, he just lost external connection. I don't know how many of us felt this, at least I felt it as we were reciting. Just doing it together immediately connects you with something which is beyond you. You feel it. As I said in the beginning, this is not just a theory. Something which is practical. And Ratnakar sat through for years together to the extent that there was an anthill which grew on top of him. He had no idea what's going on. It's the middle of a forest. Nobody goes there. After a long time, eventually Narada was coming in the same street. And he heard long distance somewhere. He doesn't see a human face there. The sound is coming. Ram, 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 Ram. So he comes to the anthill, sees that the sound is coming from an anthill. He made Ratnakar come out of it. And by then, Ratnakar's heart was so pure, it was so purified, and he had become a saint himself then. So Narada Muni gives him a new name. In Sanskrit, Valma means anthill. Someone who is born of anthill is Valmiki. Yeah. So Narada Muni gave him the name. Your name from today is Valmiki. In times to come, you will perform extremely beneficent activities for the entire humanity. And by blessing like that, Narada Muni went. And eventually, Valmiki started, his own ashram, a hermitage, and he started getting disciples from all over the world. They used to come to him and he used to teach them. One day, he saw that a hunter was shooting at a bird, and the bird was shot to death. The partner of the bird was crying, and just looking at it, somehow a specific chandas, a specific meter came out of Valmiki's mouth in sadness. Somehow that meter, the tune, it stuck in his mind. And very soon, the creator of the whole creation, by name Brahma, he appeared at the hermitage of Valmiki and tells him that don't let this meter go from you. Start composing. And Valmiki sat down composing. The whole Leela of Ram started playing out in the heart of Valmiki. And Valmiki just composed the entirety of Ramayana. And very interestingly, by then, Ram had not appeared yet. The whole Ramayana appeared in the heart of Valmiki. He just composed it. So this is very interesting. This is extremely relevant topic for us, because if we can connect with Krishna, Ram, the Leela will start playing in our hearts. The pastimes of Krishna or Ram, they will start playing in our hearts. It happened with Valmiki. We have Damodara deity here, Yashoda and Damodar. We're going to sing afterwards, and we're going to also celebrate Diwali by lighting lamp and offering it to Krishna. In this Ashtaka, the 8 stanzas which Satyavrata Muni recites, another sage, he prays for this, that I want this Leela of Krishna to be happening in my heart all the time. I don't want anything else. I don't want liberation. I don't want to go back to Vaikuntha. I don't want anything actually. I don't want heavenly happiness. I don't want any benedictions. All I want is that I want Krishna to be manifesting in my heart. So I'm associating with Krishna all the time. So this process of reciting of mantras, it's time-tested and a proven process. This is science. We connect with the mantras, you actually realize Krishna, you realize Ram. It's factual. And Ratnakara is a living example of it. Entire Ramayana, how it came to existence, this is how it came to existence. So in that great story of Ramayana, which happened actually eventually, Ram, Supreme Divinity himself, he appeared in the state, in the city called as Ayodhya. Can we recite this name? Ayodhya. And eventually he had to go to forest, leave his kingdom and just go to forest. And the entirety of state, all the citizens, everyone felt so much of separation from Ram that he is not there with us anymore. So 14 long years they waited. And Ram, along with his partner Sita and his brother Lakshman, they were all in the forest for 14 years. And eventually a demon, a bad person came and kidnapped Sita. And Ram built an army of monkeys and attacked Ravan by building a bridge on an ocean and defeating Ravan, killing Ravan and bringing the Sita back. And eventually after 14 years, Ram and Sita and Lakshman, along with his favorite friends, they all came back to the city of Ayodhya. And when they came back, it was, in some calculations was yesterday, in some calculations is today. Today or yesterday is the day when it happened. It's a new moon night. And night sky is totally dark. And everybody they lit lamps in front of their homes, on the streets, everywhere. The entire city of Ayodhya was glowing. There was light everywhere. And that is the festival of Deepavali. Deepa means lamp. Right? Deepavali is like array of lamps. That's the festival. And eventually, as the time progressed, Deepavali became Diwali. So that's the festival which we are celebrating. The real meaning of the festival is to actually welcome Ram. Right? And in our hearts, right now, most significant thing which we can do is to welcome Ram in our hearts. The people of Ayodhya welcomed Ram in their city. We can welcome Ram in our hearts. Yeah, that's the festival. Now, how we do it? Very simple. So simple. It's the same method which Ratnakara did. He couldn't pronounce Ram. We can, right? All of us can. So all that we need to do is just close the eyes. Let us quickly do this as a musical meditation. Yeah, maybe. Rucha, can you play Kartao? Somebody, one of you, play Kartao. We'll just try to mimic or imitate or follow in the footsteps of what Ratnakara did. Okay? Actually, imitate and mimic is not a good word. Following footsteps is a better word. Let us try to follow what Ratnakara did. Very simple. Right? So simple. Please close your eyes. And try to feel this connection with this sound. Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, Rama, Rama. All of you. Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 all of us, Rama, Sita, Rama, Rama, one more time, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, Rama, all of us again, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 all of us, Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, 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 Rama. One last time. Rama, 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 Sita, Rama, Rama, Ram. Thank you so much. That's what I wanted to present to you all today. I hope it added some value to you in your lives. I don't know what's the time. 8. It's very good. So, anybody want to share anything? Any reflections or whatever we discussed? Anything, whatever, if you want to share, you're free. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next thing of today evening, which is singing what's called as Damodarashtakam and offering ghee lamps to Krishna. And the way we offer lamp to Krishna is first we show it to his feet, and to his belly region, to his face, and around the body. Then we show everyone also, right? Whoever is present here, we show the lamp, celebrate light, and offer it to Krishna. Okay? So all of us will get a lamp. We have already ghee sticks, which you can offer. And we'll make a place where you can put it afterwards. But that's afterwards. Anybody want to share anything right now? Yes.
I only have a question.
Sure. Shoot it, Aurora.
What is
Damodarashtakam.
Is it the same as Diwali or
Yes, very good question. So this Leela or pastime of Mother Yashoda, which is Krishna's mother, trying to bind Krishna, also happened on the day of Diwali. It's the day of Diwali. Yashoda wanted to celebrate with Krishna, and she was churning yogurt to make it to butter, and Krishna was just mischief, just broke the pot of yogurt, ran away, stealing the yogurt and butter from the house, was feeding to monkeys, and his mother wanted to chastise him, wanted to correct him, so she came to bind Krishna with a rope. So Damodara is one of the name of Krishna. Dama means rope, Udara means abdomen. So Yashoda is trying to bind Krishna to a mortar, what you see in the back. It's a grinding mortar. In the olden ages, people used to hit with a stone, grains. You used to put it in this mortar, and then you hit from the top to make them powder, to make flour, for example, wheat flour or rice flour. And she's trying to bind Krishna to do that. And Krishna just thought that, yeah, let me just have a bit of fun with Mother Yashoda. So somehow the rope was short, 2 angula short. And then the Yashoda thought, I'll bring one more rope, second rope, tied to bind, but still 2 angula short. Then she thought, oh, I'll bring third one, fourth one, fifth one, 10th one, 100th one. All the rope in the entire village got over. Still, Krishna is every time. She thinks, yeah, now I made it. And then she wants to bind Krishna, and then. See, that's the meaning of the supreme divinity. Our understanding of Krishna or Ram is not that there is a distant God somewhere. Our understanding is that this is the person who is there everywhere. His time and his space, both are what Krishna is. So if Krishna wants, he can do these things. And Krishna is there everywhere. We are not necessarily going and trying to figure out a person who is sitting somewhere is the one who is going to pass the judgment when you die. That's not our understanding of God. Our understanding of God is somebody with whom you can have fun. That's Krishna. Somebody who is really attractive, charming, best of everything, and you can have a friendship. Okay? So the whole Leela, of course, it continues. And the sage Satyavrata is observing this, of course, in his heart. And then he tells that I just want this sort of Leela to be happening in my heart all the time. Of course, it also happened outside, as we discussed before. But ultimately, we need to realize Krishna in the heart. The whole process of spirituality for us is to connect with Krishna in reality, not just some thinking somewhere. No. We are not giving a post-dated check that, yeah, you go, you die one day and you'll go to Krishna. No. You can experience Krishna now. Better deal. Right? If you can experience Krishna now, why should you wait until death? Right? I need to be able to experience Krishna now. And that's our proposal. Chant Hare Krishna mantra and experience Krishna now. Right? If you are really sincere, it can happen really. Again, it needs a bit of sincerity from our side, a bit of attention from our side. And if you want some help in the process, you can please come and join our programs. We do it every Friday evenings. We're studying Gita now. Craig brought his Gita today. I'm sorry, we didn't do any Gita today. So we are in the second chapter. We're studying Bhagavad Gita, and you can come and join us and get some help in the process. But ultimately, you need to walk your path. And that's you need to walk the path of spirituality for yourself. You get reference from Arjuna and other sages, Krishna himself, but then ultimately the real advancement needs to be happening in our heart by we walking on the path of bhakti. So this is the Bhakti Space again. We teach bhakti. That's the art of loving Krishna. Is that okay, Aurora? Thank you. Anyone else want to share anything? Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's Diwali,
Yeah,
so it's about Ram.
yeah,
And maybe you can share your reflection on this.
yes,
So it's Kabir ka doha.
yeah.
Maybe you can also convert it to English.
I am not that good with Hindi, but you can perhaps you can do it yourself. Maybe that's best.
Yeah, I'll try to do my
Sure.
best.
Okay.
एक राम दशरथ का बेटा, एक राम घट घट में लेटा, एक राम है जगत का सारा, एक राम है जगत से न्यारा. So my impression is there is one Ram who is son of Dasrath, and one whom we know. Okay? He killed Ravana and he lived this life that we know. That's one impression of Ram. Ek Ram Ghat Ghat mein leta means there is one Ram who is in every particle that we see. And Ek Ram hai Jagat Pasara, and there is one Ram who transcends this whole universe. And Ek Ram hai Jagat se Nyara, and there is one Ram whom we can never understand.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much. Anyone else want to share anything? What you learned today, or something you liked today, or to take home as a message?
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
So when Valmiki was asking his family
Yeah.
to take his karma,
Yes.
so if they let's say agree to take his karma,
Yeah.
would it eventually happen? Because I don't think that karma can be taken by any other person because they need special powers.
Yeah.
So like when Bhagwan Shri Krishna actually found out Sandipni Muni's son, so the wife of Sandipni Muni actually told that she was so pious and she was so religious and so pativrata that she would offer her karma or the blessings to Krishna and could take all of her bad karma that what Krishna did. But I don't think Valmiki family could have that power. Or if they would have even agreed, so...
Yeah, so they didn't even agree. If they would agree, then there would be the next step. In general, karma is not transferable. It's not the account in which you can have multiple owners, same account. Right? Usually it's not like that. With special blessings of the sages or Krishna himself, it can be possible. But in general, nobody wants to also suffer for someone else's karmic reactions also. Unless someone is really advanced in their consciousness and wanting everybody else to be happy, and it's okay if I suffer. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad, one of the Srimad Bhagavatam characters, a great personality, he actually says like this, that let everybody be happy. It's okay if I suffer. I want to see that everyone is happy. So you need a very extremely elevated consciousness to actually even feel like that I'm ready to suffer for someone else. But in general, it's also not possible that you take somebody else's karma and you suffer for it. It's again a single account for single user. One has to go through their own reactions, and then it's also not that simple wherein people can just rely upon that. Yeah, there's a sage who can just take Prahlad said it already, and then maybe I just transfer all mine to Prahlad and I'll do whatever nonsense I want to do in my life. It's not a responsible life then. Human life needs to be responsible. I need to take accountability myself that yeah, it's okay if I suffer for my deeds, but I want to improve. That's a better platform. Thank you. one last thought or reflection, or anything want to be shared anywhere? Anyone?
I think it's really special. I didn't know that he actually composed the Ramayana without it happening yet. So
Yes.
I think that's just such a beautiful,
Yeah.
very nice that you shared this.
It's amazing, isn't it? And exact same sequence happened later. That's the beauty of it. It's not that he just composed some poem somewhere, sitting in a river bank somewhere. No, this exact same sequence of events actually manifested later in reality. First, they played out in the heart of Valmiki. It was not like Valmiki is with the best video camera available in town and then going behind Ram and then, Ram is born now. Ram has gone to marry Sita now. Ram is, he's sent to forest now. He killed Ravan now. No, it's not like that, right? So Valmiki was in the forest by himself. He composed Ramayana himself. And the exact sequence of events was played out. And then the sons of Ram, Lava and Kusha, were the first ones whom Valmiki actually taught and then told them, you go around and then spread these glories. And eventually they visited Ayodhya, and then entirety of state, they came to hear this composition from Valmiki. The two charming boys are reciting. And Ram himself, he was sitting on the throne and he was just so captivated by hearing about his own actions that he came and he, like one of us, just sat on the floor and was absorbed in hearing. At the end, everybody's like, where is Ram? Where is Ram? And Ram is amongst the people, just hearing Ramayana. So that's where the recitation and the culture is transferred, from generation to generation, and eventually, even now, we celebrate Diwali in recognition of this event. It's a very spiritual event. Right? Unfortunately, it has become extremely materialistic now in modern times. People just eat, dance, merry, and just a party. But it's a very spiritual event. So let us make it like that. So bring Ram to the place where he belongs to in our lives. It's in our hearts.